Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no, hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no, keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth, maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no, hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no, keep running.
same, we're not the same. We're not the same, we run everything. We're not the same, we're not the same. They ain't got us running through these veins. Make way for the king.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another AFR broadcast. Here we are for Tier 1 and Tier 2, round 17 at the Sochi Autodrom in Russia. As usual, I am Kunai Zero, and with me is Psycho.
Good evening, everyone.
So as you can see on the screen in front of you, it is insanely wet. It is pouring down like crazy, so according to our resident weatherman Bandcamp, it's going to be a wet qualifying followed by a dry race, so it's going to be very interesting to see how these 18 drivers get around this track. Sochi's not great on a dry day, so this is going to be an interesting development for sure.
These curbs are very slippy in the dry and the wet. I think it's just going to be an absolute nightmare.
Well, we'll see what ends up happening. I believe, as usual, Apollo is the first person out on track, so we'll stick with him as he makes his way around the Sochi Autodrome.
Geordie's already kicking his tail out a little bit.
Yeah, I could see everyone's getting a little bit responding. They're asking the 8-ball. The 8-ball says no. That 8-ball is such a...
it's actually very accurate. It
blocks people. Accurate. Yeah, it's blocks people so bad. That's so funny.
So, obviously follow on from last week in Singapore, where Matt Dabry took home a P1, Feber a P2, and Geordie a P3. Is Feber here? Feber is here. So, they're the ones to watch.
Kuno Zero Podium, the able says for sure. I always win. That's why. Alright, so here we are. 15 minutes, 21 seconds left on that clock, as we have Apollo Pepsi coming around at the final corner to start his flying lap. Flying is a strong word, but we'll see what happens. Up through the gears. So Sochi, a bit of a weird one. Doesn't produce crazy good racing, but we'll see what happens. So down through turn 1. Very nice and slow, keeping an eye on those curbs. Like you said, Psycho, very, very slippery, so you don't want to get caught out by those. I'll spin you around in no time. Then you go around the horseshoe. Oh man, you have to go so slow. You can barely see the car on the camera.
Good, tidy lap by Pepsi so far.
Yeah, so far it's going pretty good. Into Sector 2 now. Nice 90 degree there. Up through the gears. Now, usually this would be a lot faster, but you can see, oh, he's pushing the track limits there for sure. You can see the grip area of the track, the distinct black line where all the cars are traveling past. Let me fly down towards turn 13, which can be an absolute killer if you're not careful. Here we go.
Under the bridge. Keeps it very tidy through there. I actually think this is going to be a very respectable time.
Oh, Matsoy with a 5 grid place pit. Right, 5 place grid penalty, words. For colliding with, I think it was Lotus there?
Lotus, yeah.
Okay, so Apollo crosses the line there with a 145.196. Geordie beats him by about a second there with a 144.001. It's about as on the nose as you can get.
I'll just take my toys and go home.
We've got a bunch of other cars coming past. We'll keep an eye on those. We can see Combined getting out of the way, getting ready to start his flying lap. His teammate, of course, setting second fastest so far. PTR with a 146.3. Charlie there with a 144.8. As we'll watch Combined now start his. That is some crazy rain out there.
Geordie absolutely flying in this wet weather. Bringing home an impressive P3 last week.
We'll see where he can finish this time round. Currently on the top of that board, 12 minutes 35 seconds left on that clock. Pacey with a 146.8. Major Payne coming in with a 146.818. T-Mac currently the slowest at the moment with a 147.4. Lotus slotting in there with a 147.056. Phoebe's retired from the session. Interesting. Oh, Gus rules.
Has he actually retired, or did he? I think he died.
He might have died, yeah. I don't see any yellow flags. I don't see any... Oh, no. There it is. The yellow flag there just at the end of the horseshoe. That'll be turn 3. Turn 4, sorry. Right at the end. He's off to the side of the track there, so it looks like he may have crashed. Let's Combined now, making his way down to turn 12 and 13. Into sector 3. Oh, on those brakes, make sure not to lock up. That's a disaster city. If you do.
I just had the weirdest glitch I've ever seen in this game. I was on board with Major Payne, watching from the not the T cam, watching from the normal camera perspective, the outside cam, and I pressed back so that I can get the T cam rear view footage. And the back half of Major Payne's car was a McLaren.
Nice.
That confused me.
I've seen something similar to that, which is if you're spectating someone and you use the thumbstick,
yeah,
it will go to the person that you have selected on the side, not the person you are currently spectating. It's weird, but yeah, Codemasters. Okay, so 10 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Geordie still with provisional pole, 144.001 on the intermediate tyre. Bandcamp currently getting ready to start his flying lap, just entering sector 3 now on his out lap. Let's see, T-Max still at the bottom there with a 146.9. Polar Pepsi still in second. Who else has come in there? Red Panda and Sid both setting a 144.2 and a 144.3 respectively. Wahid there with a 145.5. And so we're still waiting on Gus Rules, Bandcamp, and a Big Al to set a time.
Jacob wants you to try my glitch. I don't think it's fixed itself on my screen now.
Oh, I can actually show you. I can show you guys at home if you want to see. So if you're in the outside camera view, right? So we're watching Bandcamp right now, and you change to this camera, right? It'll go to this view, and then it will automatically reset, right? So the problem is if I do that, it won't go back to the main camera. Like, you have to wait for the next section of the track. So if I do that, and then I change to the next driver, and I do that, there you go. It shows the Renault, but I'm on the Haas. But now it shows the Renault again. That's the glitch he's talking about. Because this game is chef's kiss.
It is. It's definitely something.
All right, so back to the onboard. Bandcamp now through sector 2. He's looking to beat his teammate Pacey in 9th, 145.521. And hopefully for those of you who are watching at home, all of the issues have been ironed out. I spent a decent amount of time trying to find all of them. So hopefully they're all gone. Fever in the chat there. Fever in the wall. That answers all the questions. Oh, lock up there from the Renault. God, it is wet. Fight for traction. The most hilarious bit is it's going to be a dry race. So all the effort goes into qualifying, but then...
Yeah, I'd say everyone would be using their dry setups, obviously, because of Park Ferme.
Drifting there. Oh, that's not a bad time. A 1:44.647 puts Bandcamp up there in a 7th place.
That's actually very respectable by Band. He doesn't usually perform that well in qualifying, so...
Slight dig.
No, it doesn't. It's not a dig.
So, Gus rules around the final corner. Only driver not to set a time. And he'll put himself in 8th place with that, with a 1:44.8. So still 7 minutes and 26 seconds left on the clock. Of course, there's a bit of time sync, so they do have like an extra minute or two. But we'll see if anybody else can improve. Potsy, speaking of the devil, so Potsy decides that he wants to prove that fact with a 1:43.4. So he's knocked Geordie down a peg with the Cascade. So he's now in 1st. Apollo and sick drift. Tokyo drift from the Honda.
Yeah.
So let's see, Apollo, Sid, and Matzoid all on an outlap. Let's jump on board with Sid in the Red Bull. Currently 4th and 5th. We'll see if they can improve on those times at all. Potty's lap was on 4 lap old inters. Wow. Okay. Maybe he's got those special Lewis Hamilton inters. Where they turn into slicks.
Yeah, the kind you just run down to the bone.
Jesus Christ. After watching George, I'm going to have a small rant here. After watching George and Sakir, Lewis Hamilton is actually blessed.
Oh, absolutely.
Blessed. Like, Jesus Christ. Alright. 6 minutes. Sid in the Red Bull, currently sitting with a 1:44.3. Let's see if he can improve that time as he comes through the first sector now into the horseshoe, turns 3 and 4. I love that turn 3 is here. That's turn 3.
That's... I like to see how much power they apply, who's game enough. I haven't seen anyone actually go full power through there yet. I don't think you can in the wet.
I feel like the rear end's just going to lose it. I say it almost every time. I'm starting to sound like Brundle, but the torque that these cars generate in low gears, it's ridiculous. Like you just can't. You want to, but you can't. If you're running traction control, that's one thing, but if you're not, then it's very rare. Like you would have to be dead straight to be able to use full force. In the wet, I think you're just going to end up drifting the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacob, I don't think the rain's backed off. I'm sitting on board and it's just as fierce as it was at the start.
Bit of yellow flag there, someone on the side of the track. I have to say, Sid through both sectors, he's in sector 3 now, but through sector 1 and 2, he was 7/10 up on his time. 7/10.
Pepsi coming in at a 43.4.
Wow, okay, so Apollo's there up. Yeah, that 1:43.4, what a time. Okay, here we go. Can Sid match it? Oh, 1:43.253. I knew he was fast, but Jesus, that's just cemented that. So, and Charlie beats it again, 1:43.1. So the Haas boys, or one of them at least, Big Al's down in 11th, but I'm sure he'll improve. So Charlie now on provisional pole. This is changing quite a lot. This is what we want to see. Jump on board here with Major Payne as he's doing his outlap. Revo in the chat there. Track evolution in the rain is much larger than the dry, even if the rain stays the same. It's like 1.5 seconds or something on average versus 4 to 5 tenths in the dry. You can also see that line of grip around the track is getting more and more rubbered in. So as they keep going through that, obviously you're going to find more and more grip on those But then, of course, you do have to do that versus the wear on your tires. But all of these guys right now are on freshers, so...
Yeah, just on their pit stop, they're on their... I said they're on their last set, so we probably have about 4 or 5 minutes left in the session.
Alright, so Major Payne just crosses the line now for his flying lap. Currently sitting 16th with a 1:45.896. We've seen a ton of improvements over the course of the session. So let's see.
Red Panda putting in a 42.4.
RF. So Red Panda now taking that top spot. We'll see if anybody else can dethrone the Red Bull. Sid currently sitting 4th. Oh, Major Payne, he's pushing the limit around turn 4 there. Or turn 3, rather. Turn 4 is the current one. There we go, using the curbs. That's the dilemma. You want to attack them, but you know you can't. Like, because the car's gonna just decide those Aramco walls are awfully close.
They absolutely are. Onto the back straight.
Here we go. All right. So this is the more interesting part of Russia. Absolutely flat out, and then a hard braking zone as Charlie retires from the session. So he's happy with his 1:43.1, or he's hit the wall, because I can see a grey dot nowhere near the track in Sector 2.
I believe he's in the wall. You are right, Jacob. The rain is definitely lightening up a lot.
Oh, and that's not what we wanted to see, but he's accidentally clipped the side of the wall, and that's put him effectively into the other wall. And as you can see, that right tyre has decided that no, it doesn't want to play anymore. Let's see if we can catch an eye on that. So here we go. It comes around the corner, and just a little too close. Bang, right to the wall. That's it. Snap.
Oh, so unfortunate.
Well, he was on for an improvement, but now he'll have to be happy with that.
Matsoid's also retired.
So Charlie, Matsoid, Major Payne, and FIBA all out of the current qualifying session. Red Panda still on top of the board with a 1. PTR treating it as if it was a rally course. Red Panda still on top of that board with a 1:42.498. As we see 25 seconds left on that clock. So this will probably be last laps for everyone.
Geordie and Potsy trading places there. Both improving significantly on their previous times.
So they're shuffling just behind, but Red Panda still holds on. You can see pretty much everyone is currently on track trying to do a lap, which is kind of insane if you think about it for a wet track. But it is what it is. We'll stay on with PTR. Currently last on the board of the participating drivers. We'll jump on board with him. Let's see if the Alfa Romeo can improve on his 1:46.3. So flat stick out of that last turn. And that's the crazy part, right? The track is wet, and yet the cars are like, 320 kilometers an hour, no big deal.
Absolutely sending it. I'm aboard with Sid at the moment.
There it is! That's what I thought would happen. So, I mean, it's very subtle, but you can see that the back started to travel, and he had to catch that in a slide. So very, very lucky there from PTR to catch that. So that might affect his time. He's in Sector 2 now. We'll keep an eye on the trigger as he goes past into Sector 3. See, drifting again. That's going to cost time. It's not working well.
Sid's half a second up on his time through Sector 2.
So it looks like he might be the one to challenge Red Panda at the moment. We can see a ton of drivers. So Red Panda has solidified that 1:41.9. Wahid with a 143.2. Pacey there with a 143.27. Combined, T-Mac, Lotus, Gus Rules all solidifying their times. Geordie yet to finish. Bandcamp yet to finish. Geordie retires from the session, so he'll stay third. Potsy is finalised. Sid does improve and jumps up into third, but it's not enough to beat Red Panda. So the only person that can possibly fight it is PTR, but I don't think that his sector times are high enough. 37 as he comes into the final corner. No, he's definitely not going to get this. It's going to be a 40. He's probably going to be in the 43s. 43.2. So it's still an improvement. He jumps all the way up in the ninth, but Red Panda is the one that takes that qualification session. So a good day for the Red Bulls.
Absolutely. Fantastic job by Panda there. Putting himself well and truly clear of the field. 0.7 seconds above Podsy. That's impressive.
141.935. So he will start in the front row alongside Potsy in the Williams. His teammate will start third. Geordie in fourth for McLaren. Apollo Pepsi and Charlie fifth and sixth. Matzoid, Wahid, PTR and Pacey round out the top 10. Now Matzoid does have a 5 grid place penalty for the collision earlier with Lotus, so that's going to affect him. That's going to drop him down all the way to be 11, right? Yes, be 11th place. So yeah, that is how Matzoid 2 plus 2 is 4. Yeah, so. Interesting. We'll see how Matzoid has to fight his way through the grid for that one. And then unfortunate for Fever, who ended up crashing out, didn't set a time. So he'll start at the back. And as we can see, perfectly clear skies. So a very testy qualifying session. But now the drivers will have absolute full power to use. So we should see some pretty good racing.
I'm expecting quite a few guys up the front to start on the medium. And probably a few softs in there, but I'd say the majority would be starting on the medium tyre.
I wonder what AWS is going to suggest to us. I love that everyone I have no idea what this meme is, but if you are Blake, rip you, sir. There we go. So AWS predicted pit stop strategy: a 1-stop, soft to medium, lap 11 to 6. I love how hold up, the strategy is the same.
I don't see it. What's it saying?
It says whether you swap to mediums or hards, you do it in lap 11 to 16.
That's cool.
I mean, sure.
So, okay, the majority of people have decided to start on the soft tyres, obviously trying to get a good run off the line, pull away from the field. Revo, lap 16 pit, you think no? They are on fresh softs.
Blake equals Pondon. I had a feeling that was the case. I did have a feeling you guys were referring to Pondon, but I was like, I can't remember his name. But there we go. Obviously, the message from chat here is to show Pondon some love.
I'd have thought they would have at least linked his channel or something.
Yeah, how rude's that? You steal his bio, but you don't even link his channel. Unbelievable. But then again, for those of you who are interested, you'll be able to watch him race in Tier 2, which will be streaming right after this one. Now, Charlie left the session. I'm not sure what's up with that. I think he might already be back. That might be an issue at start. His AI will just take over, I guess.
Red Panda is not really taking his time with this formation lap.
His car should sound good, yeah, because he was there when it took off. So, that'll be fine. Anyway, 18 drivers. Red Panda leading the bunch, finishing that formation lap. So we'll be able to get things underway soon enough. What's really going to be interesting is, will there be a pile-up at the first turn? It won't be the first turn. It'll be the second turn, because the first turn is the little kink right after the start line. But you know what I mean.
Hey, we've had a pile up in Tier 2 before the first turn 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you saw that one.
Yes,
it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Keeper did a keeper. So It's not impossible.
All right, so here are the lights. Now, of course, in true fashion, they mean nothing. Oh, someone has started. I think that might be Charlie's AI, and it is away and gone, but no penalties. So that's a massive glitch. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on everything. Red Panda gets a decent start. Potsy right behind Geordie, trying to fight to get up right in front of Sid there as they come through. Oh, the McLaren getting forced slightly off track. Looks like, I was about to say Perez, but it is combined. Off to the side as the Hearts is now fighting here with Pacey. Let's jump on board. Look behind there. So far, so good. No major incidents.
Charlie is going to reconnect and find himself in first place and just be really confused.
Yep. It'll be an interesting one. As you can see, quite a interesting battle here between 4 cars. Oof, Apollo almost taking out the back of that Alfa Romeo.
I think Potsy on Sid is going to be the first to overtake.
Obviously, we'll have to investigate the AI. So... Oh, hard on the brakes. Geordie ends up missing the turn. PTR's going to get through. He takes a double overtake as Charlie's backing his way through the field. So I'm assuming he's now got control and sort of gone, where did I start? Let's go back there. Starts alongside his teammate, apparently. There we go. 7th and 8th now for the Haas boys.
Yeah, okay. That's good sportsmanship by Charlie. Obviously rectifying the glitch as best he can.
I mean, it wasn't his fault, but...
Potsy's flying. Made up 2 positions so far.
So we are lap 2. Red Panda now rightly in the lead of this race. Potsy 7/10 behind. Sid looking to fight the Williams there. PTR with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
2 guys in the pits. Fever and Major Payne.
Oh, yep. So there's PTR with the first penalty of the race. So Major Payne and Fever. I wonder if it's probably wing damage, if I had to guess.
Oh, it would definitely be.
As you see a bunch of fighting here, combined trying to get past White. Drag racing at the looks of it. We'll stay on board with Team Max. It's the better view of them. Ooh, don't get too close. Oh, combined going a bit inside. I'm surprised he didn't get a warning for that. But Team Mac, it's a much better exit. And he's now going to fight between all of them as well. Good use of the track there. Gave him enough space. Team Mac moves up 1 position. Now he wants 2. Lotus with a 3-second time penalty there. Also, multiple warnings. T-Mac using the overtake. He looks on the inside. Turn 13 is not a place you want to do this, but let's see if he goes. Nah, plays a safe game. Pulls on the brakes. He'll attack later.
Switch back.
Oh, all the way on the outside, though. Combine now comes into it as well. Combine takes the position back. Oh, they say Sochi's a pretty boring race, but so far, it's going all right. Red Panda. Fastest lap, 134.2.
Pepsi in the pits.
Ooh, interesting.
Must be damage.
Yeah. Okay. It's a lot more damage than you'd expect so early in the race. Lap 3, which means, of course, DRS is enabled. So we'll be seeing a lot more overtaking opportunities on towards the main straight and turn 3.
Geordie and PTR coming together around the corner there. PTR saving the car. That was close. Nearly lost it.
T-Mac manages to overtake Wahid as well, so he jumps up into 10th place. Combined kind of wants to get back into the fray as well. Charlie is fighting with his teammate right now. They're side by side as they make their way through. Into Sector 2, Charlie goes past. Probably best to avoid all of that, but look at Pacey here. On the soft tyre, he'll be looking to attack Big Al. So Big Al's basically got to play block right now. See if he can get his teammate further ahead. All of these gaps are actually fairly close. We've got some very close racing so far. They make their way down into turn 13. Pacey with the DRS. But unfortunately, it is a train, so Big Al has it as well.
Pacey having significantly more ERS to play with.
Teammate battles in Russia don't mix. There is a absolute brilliant example of that quote, and I believe it might have even, I'm trying to remember the 2 people it was, but I think it might have been Jacob. It was Which team was it? I hate myself right now because I cannot remember the team. But I think it might have actually been Jacob and... Was it Jacob and Apollo? They took each other out? I just can't remember what team it was.
I don't remember.
Apollo and Nut, that's right. Yes. It was McLaren. That was coming up in the turn 13 and he tried to overtake his team and absolutely took them both. Oh, man. Classic. Classic.
Dropping back a little bit.
So yeah, he was up there in attack position, but it's blown out now to 6/10. So as we have a look at some of these times here, everyone's starting to blow out. Gaps are forming. It looks like there's still a fair battle happening at the back. We'll switch over to Lotus here, position 14, chasing down Wahid. Currently does have a penalty. There's a DRS and the overtake.
Wahid also got DRS on Gus before he dropped out of range. That will secure his position for now. Gus is having a couple of lockups. He seems to be struggling.
Yeah, it does. The back end of that car was a little bit loose as he entered that, so I have a feeling there might be something wrong with the handling. I don't know if he's got damage or if he's just coming to grips with the car. There's Lotus going a little bit wide there again. Another 3-second time penalty.
That's going to hurt him.
Gus Rules picks up one as well.
Pacey gets past Big Al.
Let's jump up to the front. So Red Panda still on the lead of this race. 1.7 gap between himself and second place. And his teammate, Sid, is chasing down the Williams with a vengeance.
Oh, Sid has a lot more ERS than Potsy as well. So I'd say he's got a good chance of taking him on the straight.
Potsy, of course, will be at a disadvantage. No DRS. So we'll have a look as they approach it now. The detection zone is there. There goes the DRS light. The wing opens.
Now, Potsy is using overtake. Sid is not, so Sid is just hanging on there, burning Potsy's energy and waiting to make his move.
Sid's going in very, very hot though. Lock up on that front right. So he's going to have to be really careful with that tyre wear. Just caught the front end there. Luckily. But it's a good battle so far. Sid is putting enough pressure. Potsy's having to burn the ERS charge in order to keep ahead. So as long as Sid keeps playing his cards right, he'll be in a prime position to make a move soon enough. As we start lap 6. Smitty in the chat there, the Williams are struggling well. So Potsy's doing okay for the team. T-Mac is stuck there in 10th, however, with a 1.2 second gap behind Matzoid. And as we keep drilling down these laps, obviously the tyre wear is going to become more and more of a factor. So we'll start to see pits. I mean, if AWS is to believe, we'll start to see pits between laps 11 and 16.
Gus looking to make a move on Wahid on the outside, which will be the inside. No, backs out of it. Way better traction off the line.
Oh, they're fighting still.
Wahid's fighting.
PTR picks up a 3-second time penalty there. So Wahid and Gus Rules currently in a drag race. We'll jump back with Lotus on board as they come together. Wahid ended up second place for that. Loses a position.
Lotus makes 2 positions.
Loses 2. Oh, and Bandcamp's going to come up through all of this as well. He's going to try and go up on the inside between them both. No. Takes the 1 position. Plays a smart game. So that was a really big loss for Gus and Wahid there. Wahid came off second best, but Gus ended up, I don't know, maybe he tried to try and be a little bit more sportsman, and back off. But yeah, Lotus ended up absolutely taking the advantage there. And Bandcamp gains a position, but Gus ended up losing more than anyone else. He's dropped all the way back to 15th now.
Yep, that was a big mistake. Definitely overestimated his braking.
So Sid still dancing around that 3/4 mark. Closest battle is that one, actually. As Gus Rules is starting to lose more and more time. He's having a very hard time with the AlphaTauri. Not able to keep it in line. I guess that's what you get when you drive a bull, right?
Huh.
That's it. That's what I aim for. Just a single ha. Not a ha-ha, just one syllable. Ha.
No, you don't deserve more than a ha.
How about we check in with T-Mac here? P10. Currently following Matzoid there. Matzoid on the medium tyre, T-Mac on the soft tyre, who is also being pressured by Combined. Speak of the Devil picks up a 3-second time penalty. I guess that might be a commentator's curse.
Oh, Sid, mega late on the brakes. Makes up a lot of time in the potsy.
Oh, Combined is absolutely looking for a shot here. There's Apollo. Gets a 3-second time penalty as well. Multiple warnings. So these are things you have to watch out for. Track limits. They will bite you. They will bite you at the end of the race. Keep it on the black stuff. That is obviously between the two red and white stuffs.
Yes. T-Mac
You
going
can quote that one.
very, very wide. Oh, I definitely want that on the shirt. T-Mac going very, very wide. They're sort of losing the car a little bit.
Looks like Combined might actually make a move here as Gus Rules picks up another 3-second. T-Mac tries to block that inside line. It's actually a pretty good defensive move, if I do say so myself. And it works. Combined ended up forced behind. So that is a really good defensive move from T-Mac, but I don't think he'll be able to defend it through turn 3. Actually, he stayed ahead because Combined ended up burning all of his ERS on the previous attempt. So well played by the Williams.
Jacob, PTR, Lotus, and Gus all have 6 seconds. Everyone else has 3.
There's the penalty board for you guys at home.
That makes it so much easier. I don't have to sit you with a pen and paper anymore.
It is really good, right? We trash Codemasters a lot, but that is actually a really good feature. Thank you very much.
Yep, absolutely. Sid is sitting at 100% ERS. Potsy's down at 25.
That's what pressure does. Sid knows that he will have DRS on his side, so he'll be able to keep up regardless. And then once he notices, a prime opportunity, he'll be able to burn both. He'll be able to use DRS and ERS to try and catch up. The other thing too, though, I would assume that Potsy and Sid are going to pit at different times. I think Sid will probably try and overcut. I think he'll wait for Potsy to come in and then burn that ERS, get a really, really, really fast lap, and then come in. But anyway, we'll see how it evolves.
Another factor with Sid's strategy is fuel. Fuel usage around Russia is a lot just from practice this week. I found that you burn a hell of a lot of fuel going around this track. So Sid would be conserving quite a bit as well, just sitting behind Potsy.
Jacob in the chat
to make up the difference.
Jacob in the chat there. Sid has to be aware when Panda pits as well. Exactly, because you know what you don't want to do? You don't want to double stack Mercedes. Literally winning the goddamn championship. You can't avoid one of those. As PTR and Bandcamp. Bandcamp picks up a 3-second time penalty. Woo! Even Sochi grabs the penalty out of him.
Someone screenshot that. Oh, Potsy having a lock up. I think those tyres have started fading. We should be at a point now where the medium tyres should be starting to perform better than the softs.
We'll jump back up to the front there. So Red Panda with a pretty comfortable lead, and there goes Potsy. And okay, so Sid was monitoring that exactly. Red Panda will stay out. Sid will follow Potsy into the pits. So Red Panda now, he'll probably come in the next couple of laps. Let's have a look. Red Bull comes in. Oh, ends up getting blocked by Geordie in the pit lane.
Yeah, I think he was looking to possibly jump Potsy, but now absolutely can't.
Nah, there it is. Yeah, he actually ended up getting blocked by the McLaren. There we go. Okay, so Potsy comes out. There does Sid. They'll join up at the back end, but of course, as others start to join into the pits, That will change.
Oh, Bandcamp getting in between Potsy and Sid.
So this will be interesting. So both now on fresh mediums. We'll have to watch how they fight their way through the grid. And we'll also have to keep an eye on when Red Panda decides to come in. That'd be him on coming down the back straight now. Straight is a strong term, but...
There you go. Sid will take Band. No effort at all.
Great move. So we can see him coming through now. Let's see, Red Panda. I think he's going to stay on track. Nope, he's in the pit. Okay, so he'll come into the pits there. So now the question will be, let's jump on board with Potsy. He's making his way through Sector 3 now. He's being held up by the McLaren. This is going to be all in Red Panda's favour.
His McLaren's proving to be a nuisance.
Here we go. Red Panda coming out of the pits now. There is... Oh, no. Here's the line. He jumps back on. Let's have a look. Oh, just ahead.
Clears him.
So Red Panda, the overcut works spectacularly. Red Bull in a really, really good position now. As Geordie picks up a 3-second time penalty there. Man, a lot of penalties happening.
Charlie looking to make a move on Bandcamp. He's pitted, so he has fresh mediums.
Oh, they're going to be really, really careful. Breaking in. Oh, it's breaking hard. See, Charlie. So he tried to take the inside line, but he went just a little bit too far. Ends up picking a time penalty for his trouble. Not a great way there. Actually, let's jump on back with Geordie here now that there's 4 cars. So Geordie trying to make his way through. Oh, all 4 of them have penalties. That's great. Actually, let's just have a look at the Gus Rules worse off with 6. Everyone else on 3. He goes up on the outside of Gus Rules. Easy clear, no problem. Fresh tyres will do that.
No effort at all. Gus also not putting up a fight, knowing they're in a different strategies.
Jacob in the chat.
Having a lock up.
McLaren fighting. He'll go up on the outside. Ben's going to try and cover that inside line, but I don't think he's going to have enough space to do so. And Geordie does make it past. Now he's going to be careful for Gus. Nope. Gus decides to pull in. That would make sense, as he's got quite worn tyres. We've got a Sector 1 yellow flag. PTR has crashed out of this race. And there he is on the side of the track there. Right there. So he's had an incident.
VSC, okay. That's going to play into Gus's hands quite well, actually.
Wow, yeah, tell me about it. He comes into the pits just as the VSC gets hit, so... That's a pretty good, it's a pretty good pit. Combines in there as well. Oh, he's just come out.
Timing it well.
So we'll see how long the VSC stays. Obviously, everyone having to keep under a specific delta. But you get less of an accordion effect than you do with an actual safety car. So we should be okay to go. Now, there's the VSC turned off. Oh, Gus! All the advantage he had. All the advantage he had has just gone out the window. He's been pinged for speeding under VSC, so that's the delta that I was talking about. He's obviously increased past the allotted amount. And he's been pinged for it on the way out, so that is rough. Not only does he have penalties, but now he's got to drive through. And if he doesn't complete that, he'll obviously get it tacked on to the end of his race. So, not a great time for the Alpha Tauri. So basically, at this point, it's going to be Matzoid carrying the team right now, who we're spectating, funnily enough, chasing down Big Al at the front. Effective leader is Red Panda, as he has already pit. Potsy is closer, much closer. Sid as well. But there is 1 second gaps between both of them, so we'll see how that goes.
Potsy and Sid fighting through the field very, very quickly.
Charlie looks...
making a move on Wahid. Ooh.
Scustrels picks up another 3-second time penalty, but Charlie, he's absolutely forcing his way through this grid. Wahid on 12 lap old mediums, so he'll be looking to pit soon. Fever picks up another one.
Charlie being the one to watch. He's just off the podium position now with Sid in front of him, but he's making some time pretty quickly.
So all of the gaps now blown out. Lap 13 of 27. Apollo is the only one within DRS range at the moment, but even that's rapidly shrinking. So the real cars to keep an eye on is Big Al and Matzoid once they pit.
Charlie actually setting a faster sector 2.
Pacey now coming up to, yep, there it is. So Charlie sets the fastest lap, 134.189. As we can see Pacey catching up to his teammate here. I think Bandcamp's going to give him a bit of a tow in the DRS to let him past. Not even, he'll get it done beforehand. There he goes, thanks very much. Charlie.
Teamwork there.
Oh, Sid picks up a penalty.
That effectively puts Charlie on the podium. And Charlie is on quite a charge. He's made up more than half a second in half a lap on Sid.
He really is charging down. Another person who's also doing the same is Apollo, chasing down T-Mac right now. T-Mac without penalties, so far he will stay ahead, but Apollo has been pushing down that time. Now down to the 4/10. So Charlie, Geordie. Oh, Apollo! He's around.
Oh no.
He has absolutely spun around. Now he's going to try and make sure he doesn't block someone coming around the corner. Oh. There we go. Luckily, let's have a look at that again. So I actually got caught out on this one. He's chasing. Yeah, it just goes way too much. Bang, right around. Luckily, no contact with the wall, so you should be able to recover okay. Jump back on board with Charlie now, chasing down Sid. Not even using overtake, just a DRS. That shows you just how powerful that thing really is. Hard on the brakes, inside line, and he'll take 5th. Can't imagine Sid's too happy about that.
No, Sid does have a lot more ERS though, so I think he'll do the same as what he did to Potsy and just try and hang in there, maintain that gap, and then take him close to the end of the race.
Now there's a couple of battles we've got to watch out for. So Charlie and Sid fighting it out. Matzoid's getting awfully close to Big Al as well. They'll have to pit at some point. So I would assume Matzoid would probably follow him in.
They'll be pitting probably within the next 2 or 3 laps.
Combined there, looking to make a move on Bandcamp as well. See if Sid can actually catch Charlie here. I don't think so. He doesn't use DRS either. So Sid is actually playing a really, really safe game. He knows the DRS is enough. He's caught up. 4/10. There's Combined fighting with Bandcamp at the back.
Matzoid pits.
So Matzoid has come in. Big Al stays out. Big Al trying to overcut the AlphaTauri.
Keep an eye on Big Al and see how the overcut goes for him. There's a decent chance Big Al might try and push 2 laps out of his tyres.
No ERS.
A bit early.
No ERS, and Sid still manages to catch up. That's so much speed.
Charlie actually making up some time to Potsy as well. So if Sid can hang in there, he can get towed all the way up to Potsy.
But that penalty is going to hurt if we have a look at these times. So everyone on 3 seconds, Lotus on 6, Gus Rules on 9.
So I think Big Al's going to pit this lap. He's using all of his ERS. Emptying his tank. Trying to make sure he comes out ahead of Matzoid.
D-Mac looking to make an attack here on Bandcamp. They want to keep it relatively clean. The shot down at Bandcamp's going to pull out of the way. He knows there's nothing in it.
The gal is in the pits.
Sector 1, Sector 2, yellow flag, and it's Gus Rules, I think. Hanging out on the side of the track there. Wow, Charlie launches away. So Charlie now within 1 second of Potsy. The Battle Royale begins again. Red Panda, 2.8 seconds in the lead, nice and clean. This is a really good race for him. 10 laps left. Potsy now has to be very wary of the 2 cars behind him because if he thought Sid was pressuring him before...
The undercut working really well for Matsued there, so comes out half a second ahead of Big Al.
Absolute win for Matsued there. It's Major Bane and Bandcamp swap places. Bandcamp pulls into the pits, changing onto the soft tyre now. I mean, so far this race has been actually quite good. Interesting strategies we've seen.
Charlie on Potsy. Oh, has a look, but decides to back out of it.
See, this is really dangerous because the thing is, Charlie's goal, obviously, is to try and put as much time between himself... Oh, Big Al picks a penalty. Put as much time as he can between himself and Potsy to try and get that second place. So he's obviously got the ability to do so. But if he keeps risking it, he's going to get more penalties. Now, as far as I'm aware, he is still on 3 seconds. So it's not too bad. But he's got to pick his opportune moments. Otherwise, it's really... Okay, so Sid's now taking this seriously. Decides to put the ERS. Gus Rules might actually get in the way of this. No. I said that, but then Sid immediately turned off his ERS. Thank you for the follow. Leo, much appreciated. As Matzoid sets the fastest lap.
The softs are really coming alive now. He'll take T-Mac as well.
T-Mac as well, yeah. So he definitely benefited, and I think he's going to make his way through the grid. I reckon there's going to be some really good fighting between himself and the rest of the guys ahead. But he's on softs, so once we get to like 6 laps away, 7, they're going to really start to fall off. As Big Al overtakes T-Mac as well.
Charlie having a bit of a moment. Coming onto the back straight, so Sid making up a bit more time. And all this time, Panda is just putting more and more of a gap between himself and Potsy.
Exactly, 3.5 seconds now, the gap between first and second. So Red Panda driving a very clean race. All he's got to do is just keep his head down. Drive to the end, Apollo picking up another 3 seconds. And it's interesting, the gaps between these drivers are essentially static right now. Potsy 7/10, Sid 4/10, but he can't seem to catch him. He also refuses to use his ERS. Oh, except
saving it up.
Yeah, it is.
He's got about 8-ish laps to go, so he's probably going to save it up and use it in the last couple of laps to try and get some moves done. Him and Charlie both with a 3-second penalty, so that podium spot's definitely up for grabs.
We'll jump back here as Big Al and Matzoid are now coming together. Matsuo ends up picking up a 3-second time penalty. So now it's going to be even between these two. Matsuo ended up getting the benefit of the pit stops, but Big Al wants that position back. They're going to be fighting throughout the next couple of sectors. I would be worried if I was combined right now, because those two aren't going to pay much attention to him. They're going to fly by like nobody's business. I'm going to jump on board here with... Oh, actually, before I forget, here comes Charlie on the inside!
Oh, making contact.
Oh, they're still side by side. Potsy forcing Charlie to the outside of the track. You want to take this position, you're going to have to work for it. And that's going to allow Sid all of the time in the world to catch up.
Both Potsy and Charlie don't have a lot of ERS to play with.
That was crazy. Thank you for the follow, Abby, as well. Much appreciated. As Matsuo makes the overtake and combined, Big Al will most probably clean that up in a second as well.
Charlie on Potsy again, looking for the inside of turn 2. Makes contact!
Spins! That's forced Sid off track. That might be a problem. He might get a warning for that. I didn't see any form of penalty, but Charlie did absolutely lose out on that one. We'll see if we can jump back onto the replay. We were on board with Sid. However, you will see Charlie. He tries to go up on the inside. You can see it right there. Ends up colliding with the rear tire and slides out. And he spins around as well. So that's going to hurt him pretty bad. 5.9 seconds now. So Sid in a prime spot. And that's what I meant. See, he wants to get past. He wants to try and get those 3 seconds up on him, but you have to pick your battles. That is not a place you want to make overtakes, man. Like, it's too sharp of a corner. You could have got it done, don't get me wrong, but you need to have way more of a closed gap before the corner. You can't just sort of expect the dive bomb and hope it go well. You saw the lockup. Potsy has to turn into the corner. So...
Now, that was a really good piece of defending by Potsy. Potsy left a car's width and no more, knowing that Charlie was going to lock up. Mm-hmm. And I didn't think he knew he was going to make contact, but he made it as hard as what he legally could for Charlie, obviously working in his favour.
Well, that's it. That's the sport. If you want to be the master of your craft, you need to know how far you can push things. So that was a really, really good defensive move by Potsy there. And I think just a little bit too over-eager by Charlie. I could see why he wanted to do it. But now he's dropped all the way back into 4th. And now Geordie might even be in contention to catch up now.
Sid actually made up that second to Potsy in no time at all.
Oh, Potsy!
Oh, Potsy!
There it is. Okay, so now that brings a whole new dynamic here. Potsy with the 3-second time penalty. So Potsy, Sid, and Charlie are actually all on the same level. We have 6 laps left in this race. I don't know if Charlie's going to be able to catch back up, considering how far back he is. But Sid is now completely in a position to take second.
He absolutely is. He just has to get past Potsy now, which I think he's quite capable of doing. Both of them using all of their ERS now, fighting really hard. Oh, side by side.
He's going to force.
Squeeze them out.
Potsy's doing an amazing job. Oh, why is it not changing? There we go. Potsy's doing an amazing job to keep him at bay. They're on similar charge. This is going to be a fight all the way down to turn 2.
Will absolutely be a fight.
Both using ERS. Here we go.
ERS.
He's going to look on the inside. Oh, but Potsy makes the turn. That is some great exit speed there. Sid tried real hard to force him out, but the Williams keeps holding on. What a great race.
It's pretty cool watching these two guys battle it. They've been fighting the entire race. It's been going on for 22 laps and they got 5 to go.
This whole time, Potsy. Red Panda's put a gap there. 6 seconds now is the gap between himself and Potsy.
Geordie picking up a 3-second time penalty. Not doing himself any favours there. Both Potsy and Sid on 6% ERS. Absolutely using everything they've got.
Time is dwindling. The laps are dwindling. You can see Sid's car just getting a little bit slidey as he came around the corner.
I wish we could see engine modes and fuel levels. Sid.
Oh, Sid.
Buddy. It's a little annoying that we can't see the engine modes and the fuel levels, so we can really gauge how the battle is going.
Yeah, that would be cool info to have, but unfortunately, don't have access to that.
Sid using all his ERS and DRS to catch back up to Potsy after that little slip he had. Big Al making up a lot of time to pace here now.
The only thing is, Big Al does have that penalty. Pacey's clean. So both Matoid and Big Al are probably going to make an overtake here. If I had to guess, we'll keep an eye on that actually.
Geordie's got 9 seconds of penalty, so Pacey's on for 5th place at the moment. Geordie will drop back probably 3 positions. At least 1.
So here comes the DRS. There's the ERS already. So Big Al's going to make the move on Pacey. No problem. There he is. Oh, it's getting awfully close. Woo! So Matoid's probably going to try and make the jump as well. Sid's still at around 6/10.
I've been watching this battle up the front, and Sid seems to be making up all this time in Sector 1 and 2 with the DRS zones, but as soon as they get into Sector 3, Potsy is just pulling a lot of time on him.
So here's Matoid. The fuel light has come on for the AlphaTauri. I don't think he's going to be able to make the move here for turn 1. Looks on the inside.
Hey, Camel, thanks for that, man. Really appreciate it.
Greetings from Poland. Oh, thank you very much.
Simdog,
everyone,
everyone with a penalty has 3 seconds, except Geordie's got a 9, and Lotus has a 12. Apollo's got a 6, and Gus has got a 12.
I'll put it on the screen there for you guys for a bit, so it's easier to keep track. Also, hello, Haribo. Thank you for tuning in. So lap 24 of 27, 3 laps left in this race. Red Panda for the Red Bull Racing team. Well ahead, clean race, 6.6 seconds. At this point, he can do no wrong. Hopefully, I haven't just ruined that.
Him.
Yep. Whatever, I'm here to make things interesting. Thank you for the follow. Zandy. Oh, there's a spin, Matzoid! As I'm reading the... Oh, don't join like that. Oh my god. Okay. Luckily he went ghost, so it wasn't too much of an issue, but let's have a look again. So Matzoid chasing down Pacey. I guess he's trying to make an attack. Gets to the end, tries to turn on the inside of the corner. There's a little bit of collision. Bang, right around. Absolutely missed that one, but that's the benefit of instant replay, ladies and gentlemen. When it works. Also, thank you for the follow, Camel. Much appreciated. Geordie with yet another 3-second time penalty. So that's the development there. Lotus on 18, Gus on 12, Geordie now on 12. But the real one to keep an eye on, lap 25 and 27, Potsy and Sid, both on 3 seconds, so they are completely neutral. Charlie with 3 seconds of gap. I don't think he's going to be able to catch up in the time we have left.
Oh, Potsy looking like his tyres are starting to affect him a little bit, running wide at a couple of corners. He has to be careful. If he gets another 3-second penalty, that's going to actually put Charlie back in contention for that podium spot.
Oh, Sid
And
now
looking,
all the way
move on the
close.
inside. Oh, that's carbon fiber flying. Sid's lost his end plate. Potsy sort of turning in on him a little bit.
See if we can get a good answer. Yep, that's the end plate down the left side. I'm not sure how much of an issue that's going to be to his handling, but it's got to have some form of effect. Maybe he can get away with it with a lap remaining. Adzi asking how are Matzo's end plates. I think he actually has both of them.
He does, but
yes.
in true fashion, the Red Bull is the one that loses the end plates.
Yeah. So he is now chasing down Potsy. He probably won't. Oh, he's looking on the inside. He wants to go. Oh. God damn it. The camera angles are terrible right now. But Potsy stays ahead. You have to applaud Potsy's absolute marvel in defense here. Oh, he tries to switch on the outside. A little bit of a touch just to remind the Williams that yes, I'm here and yes, I'm coming. We still have a whole lap left to go. Potsy with a massive lock-up there as combined picks up a 3-second time penalty. Jesus, that's awfully close to the wall there, Sid.
Oh, Sid is giving it absolutely everything to try and get the second position.
Also, I do have to point this out because you did mention it, but Charlie is actually catching. Like, a lot. As in, he's in DRS now.
Yeah, Sid's in trouble now. He's lost
And
that end plate.
so is Geordie. But the thing is, Geordie has 12 seconds penalties, so...
Geordie's gone. He's nowhere.
Yeah, but Charlie might actually fight here.
He might get a chance to. Now, in saying that, even without the end plate, Sid is somehow keeping up through Sector 3.
Well, here we go. So Red Panda has crossed the line. This is the final lap here at Sochi for Tier 1. Lap 27 of 27. Red Panda right now will win with a very comfortable, almost 10-second gap, I think, by the time we get to the end there. But the real question, second, third, and fourth, Potsy, Sid, and Charlie, all on 3 seconds of penalties, all within 1 second of each other. Now, Sid has no ERS. Potsy is in the same boat. And Charlie is also low. So right now, it's all going to come down to absolute Hail Marys from all of these guys to see where they're going to end up. Or, in the lap that we have left remaining, if one of these guys goes way too far on any of the track limits and picks up another penalty. If so, that is a crap way to lose.
Oh, yeah. It's either going to be a complete stalemate or we're going to see some spectacularly dive bombs.
Charlie's going absolute Tokyo drift to try and catch up, but he kept the car in line. So he is now 2/10 within this Red Bull. Potsy is well ahead. He's actually blown outside the DRS margin. Sid is back in it though. Does the back wing open? It doesn't. Sid doesn't have DRS. Charlie's going to go up on the outside now as they go up to turn 13. And this is not looking good for Sid at all.
Amazing job by Charlie. He's got the move done. Sid really struggling without that end plate. That's cost him a lot. He's going to lose his podium position.
That is absolutely rough. Red Panda takes the win here at Sochi, and what a win it was. But Potsy manages to stay ahead of both Charlie and Sid, but Sid outside the 1 second mark for the detection zone, lost the DRS. Charlie manages to come back, but he gets jumped anyway. So I'm assuming that Charlie probably got hit with a penalty for the jump start.
He must have... yes.
Oh my god, I thought he totally brought that back. Oh, are you kidding?
What a...
Are you kidding?
race. What a race for the podium. Oh. So, that's a desync. Yeah, Jacob pointing out that there's probably a desync there.
It's definitely a desync, but that is such a shame. Oh man, I honestly thought he'd won that back. Still, great drive from everyone, but Sid will take that third place. And Potsy, well deserved, well driven. He holds on to that second place, and that's going to be really, really good points for the William. Unfortunately for his teammate, he does finish in 9th, but it's still a point. It's 2 points as combined is crash there on the start line.
He's just had enough. Missing out on 1 point.
Here comes Fever. Around the penultimate corner to finish off this race. Woo!
Actually,
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Major pain having that incident at the start. He did 24 laps on the hards.
Yep. And Big Al, driver of the day, as rated by the game. And there it is, Red Panda with an absolute solid win. Amazing drive, keeping it very clean. There's only like 3 drivers, I think, that didn't have a penalty.
Very well done by him.
And Potty hanging on to that second place. That was a great drive. Very, very good defensive maneuvers there from the Williams driver. That is good to see. And Sid holds on to that third place. And Charlie, unfortunate for him, gets the desync. The AI jumps to start. It was a mess, but he still got 4, so good points ahead. So Red Panda takes the win. Congratulations to him, Potty, and Sid for the podium. Charlie in 4th. Big Al, driver of the day and well deserved, started 10th on the grid. And now he's up to 5th. Pacey there in 6th. Geordie takes up 7th place. Matoid and T-Mac both starting 12th and 14th. They finish 8th and 9th respectively. And Wahid rounds out the top 10 with a 7th. So he ended up dropping a couple of positions, but still scores the point. Unfortunately there for PTR, who did DNF. Gus Rules as well. Massive amount of penalties and just couldn't seem to get his car under control. So hopefully he'll come back next week with a stronger finish. And Feber as well, picking up a ton of penalties after that. I believe it was a small incident and he ended up having damage. Okay, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed that. That's Tier 1. Tier 2 will be around the corner, so don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break and then we'll be with you in a bit.
See you guys then.
Heaven just knows what it wants. Will I go back to the place where I belong? Everyone could break my heart, but I try my best to not fall apart. And I find it hard to let go. The memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who never say never. You'll be my pleasure. I got nothing to be scared of, because where people live, there is always love. I know the answers in my heart, so I'll try my best to not fall apart. And I find it hard to let go. The memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who never say never. Will you be my pleasure?
get it right, right, right. So stay with me. Run away with me. Need like a dope fiend, need dope. Need like a coke fiend, need coke. Even though your heart cold, ski slope. I really hope the song bringing me close.
When I'm up through the night, I can't turn down the noise. Tear all the worries out of my mind about who I'm supposed to be. I start to believe I can't get it right. Remember the days I let slip away. They were simpler times. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are, don't this was wrong. And I'm still on my way closer each day to where I belong. I'm still rolling the dice, praying sometimes it don't last it long. I'm losing my faith, I'm walking away from what you knew all along. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are, don't lose your head or your heart. I'll bet my life on your stars, you'll be dancing, dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life, you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life, you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life, you'll be dancing on the moon. Dancing on the moon. Child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are, don't lose your head or your heart. I'll bet my life on your stars, you'll be dancing, dancing on the moon.
We're not the same, we're not the same. We're not the same, we run everything. We're not the same, we're not the same. They ain't got us running through these veins. Make way for the king.
Welcome back, everyone. We are for Tier 2 now at Sochi. For those of you who have stuck around, thank you very much. For those of you just tuning in, I am Kunai0. I will be your main host today, and with me will be Gus Rules. And, oh, is he here? I think he might be here.
Hello.
Hey, what's happening? Okay, so, quick question before we get started. What happened?
What happened?
Yeah, you seem to have some issues with that car, man.
Yeah, didn't feel too bad, but yeah, I got a bit of wing damage battling with Wahid.
Okay.
And then I ended up getting back in front of him, but pushed him off track. So yeah, let him go through, and the Ferrari got through as well. So
Yeah.
and then yeah, tried to push on and just got worse from there.
No, fair enough. Okay, we'll put that in the past. So it looks like qualifying is a lot better than T1. It's dry. That's a plus. So what are your thoughts? What are you expecting for Tier 2?
Well, I do have the insight that we are expecting a dry race as well,
Mhm.
but Singapore was also meant to be a dry race for Tier 2, and it turned out to rain for the last 8 laps. So anything could happen, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. We're missing Stars tonight, one of our key championship contenders, but Simdoga, Trin, and Pondon are all here, so they've got a really good chance to gain some ground on Stars. He's been pretty dominant the last few rounds in particular.
All right, cool. Well, so those will be the ones to watch out for. There's actually quite a lot of fast guys in Tier 2. So considering what we just saw with Tier 1, we should be in for a pretty killer race. Tier 1 ended up getting really, really interesting at the back. There was an unfortunate thing with Charlie. So he Sid and Potty fighting it absolutely to the wall for that last lap. Charlie actually managed to get ahead, but then got hit with some form of desync, so that'll be looked at obviously later. But what a fight, because Sid just missed out on that DRS detection zone, and that's what allowed Charlie to get past. But anyway, we'll focus on Tier 2. 14 minutes 56 on the clock. Lights, first car out on track, currently on his flying lap. We'll see what he can achieve. He'll set the first time, and then we'll get a benchmark.
just looking at the championship standings at the moment. If Simdogger gets a podium, he will overtake Stars for the championship lead.
Ooh.
So he's currently 13 points behind Stars in P2.
So this is going to be a key race for him. All right, so approaching through Sector 2, you can see just how much faster you can travel when it's dry. The DRS zone. 8th gear, 330 kilometers an hour. As you approach turn 13, hard on the brakes. You don't want to hit the curb too hard because it is actually a curb, so it'll launch you, but nice and easy through to Sector 3. Oh, misses the apex there, but brings it back. 123 as we hit the bridge. And it's going to look like a 132. Ooh, a 131.6. So that is the first time on the board there. We'll see a couple of others coming through. There's Simdogger with a 131.1. Jump on board with Nut here as he starts his flying lap. We'll keep an eye on those times. Skins with a 132.1 on the medium tyre. Keeper there with a 133.0. Nut comes around the turn 3 into turn 4 now.
Got a little bit of traffic ahead as the Haas moves out of his way, so that shouldn't have slowed him down at all.
Alright, so a ton of times coming through now. Decelerate 131.6. Saxa with a 132.6. Psycho just jumps up there in the Mercedes. Almost said McLaren for some reason. With a 131.9. Mickey with a 131.7. Pondon with a 131 flat.
It's a very good time straight off the bat from him, so he's right on it.
131 flat on the nose. Renault taking provisional pole right now as Nut is coming up to turn 13. Hard on the brakes. Oh, he's taking that apex a little sharply. So that will cost some time, but we'll see what it ends up when he crosses the line. Quantum Effect, a 132.8. Vasa, his teammate, with a 132.89. Very close there from the Racing Pond boys.
That was an invalidation there. He took a little bit too much curb.
Yeah, you can see that from the track map. It goes red when it's invalidated, and he'll pull into the pits. Probably swap out those tyres. Get something else better. We'll jump on with...
It's really awkward chicane, that one. You've got an off-camber left-hander and then a blind right-hander, so it is a very tricky one if you haven't done much practice.
Okay, so Jacob Meister on his outlap. Just coming around Sector 2 now. We'll keep an eye on those times. Baitmate 133.1. Farmer Dingo 134.8. Anybody else set a time there? No. Our keeper's there in 8th of the 132.5. So still waiting on, what's that, 6 drivers to set a time. I'm expecting a really good fight between Pondon, Simdogger, and Artanis. Speak of the Devil, set to 131.188. So it's split by 2/10. Top 3.
Yeah, interestingly, Trin has done a lap, but he's straight into the pit, so I wonder if he invalidated his first flying lap there, because I'd expect him to be up there in the fight for the top 4.
Guess just wasn't happy with that run. Here comes Jacob Meister around the penultimate corner. Sector 1 yellow flag. It looks like it's one of the Alfa Romeos. Alright, so where can Jacob put this Alfa Tauri? On the track, crosses the line there. So Sochi, again, one of those tracks where in real life, racing not so good. But in virtual land, racing not so bad.
Yeah, it's a really fun track to drive. It's just, it is a bit like Monaco in the sense that it's very hard to pass outside of those DRS zones.
Here we go, into turn 4. The other thing I've noticed too, man, it is so easy to invalidate. So many people got hit with warnings.
Yeah, I think it's the number of right-hand, like the 90-degree corners. They're so tricky to carry a lot of speed and not cut too much curb or extend on the exit. And then you've got these kind of 45-degree ones as well, where you want to try and carry as much speed as possible, but as soon as you drift out a little bit too wide past the double white lines with that blue bit on the side, it's just insane.
So Jacob Meister flying towards turn 13. Ooh. A little bit of lag
Slow
there.
Alfa Romeo ahead of him. Hopefully he keeps out of the low bay. Nice and tidy through
Oh.
start of sector 3.
And the gearbox is broken on the AlphaTauri. So we'll stay in this view so that everyone's ears don't explode.
Oh, he had 2 bites of that second last corner. He turned in a little bit too early. It's going to cost him. And again at the final corner, but the traction's good. It's a 131.4, so it's a very competitive time, putting him into 4th place. And I reckon he'd be a little bit further up as well if he didn't have to have those couple of bites there.
All right, so 9 minutes on the clock, of course. There's some time left still. But as we can see, I believe that's Combat going around Simdogger there. So Simdogger on an outlap. 166 behind Pondon. Can't imagine he's too happy. So he'll be looking to settle that. Jump on board with him. So we'll keep an eye on those sector times. That'll give us a good indication. So there's the line. So straight shot down. Turn 1. Turn 1 is a suggestion, but it's still a turn.
Oh, I'm surprised he didn't go for the cheeky toe on the back of the Ferrari there.
It was pretty late out of the pit lane. You could do that, but if he'd messed it up, he might have taken himself out and the Ferrari. So here we go around turn 3. Sector 2 will start just after turn 4.
Very nice apex there. Carrying a lot of speed.
Ooh. 900ths up on his time. So it is an improvement. Oh, that was a great apex. Oh, he's carrying some speed now.
Yeah, very tight. Oh, he's drifted out a bit wide there. Had a bit of mid-corner understeer.
This is looking really, really good. Now we go all the way down towards T13. DRS will cross the sector line.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think if he hadn't had that bit of understeer, he would have been over a 10th up, I think. Keeps it nice and steady. Very low traction through there, and he does well. He goes a little bit deep into the chicane. That compromises his line. Oh, and he takes a bit too much curve. It gets a bit too throttle happy. A bit of a squirm. Final 2 corners, though. A little lock up in the front right in the final corner. But he has improved by half a second.
He did it. 130.618. And sneakily, Skins also set a time there at 131.076. So Pondon has been knocked down a peck. And Simdogger will take provisional pole. However,
he's got time to find. He's got time to find there.
Yep, definitely. So if that's any indication, Pondon, Skins, Artanis, and Trin, as we're expecting, this might be an absolute fight to the end. Which I'm actually really, really, really keen to see as we switch on board with the other Williams driver. As Trent starts his flying lap. Can he challenge his teammate? Who is the George? Who is the Latifi? I have no idea why I used George's first name, but whatever.
Oh, Pondon is massive moment as he comes onto the back straight. It's going to cost him a heap of time. Still 3/10 up, but he must have been at least half a second up then. Ooh, he took too much curve during the chicane as well, so it's unsettled the car. He's lost more time.
5 minutes 30 on that clock.
Yeah, Pondon 2/10 quicker that lap, setting a 130.789. But again, he made a couple of mistakes there, so I think both Simdogger and Pondon can get below 130.5.
So Trin now finishing up into Sector 3. 130.618, the time to beat. Will he dethrone his fellow mate?
What a bit of traffic. He's got the Mercedes. I think that's Psycho in front of him there.
I can't
no, that's that bait mate. Sorry.
28 as he hits. 30 crosses the line and it's a 30.4. So Trin will take provisional pole. Simdogger now in second, and Pondon will take up third with 4 minutes and 38 on that clock, give or take a couple of minutes. I can only imagine Trin's going to come back into the pits, possibly chuck on a new set of tyres, and both him... Oh, Artanis comes in with a 1:30.425. So those top four that you can see there, Trin, Artanis, Simdogger, and Pondon, are absolutely going to try and attempt another lap, or two for that matter. And I wonder who's going to come out on top. That is insanely close, all within 1 second.
Yeah, it's really impressive from those four at the top. Apparently, though, personal bests for these guys are in the 129s, high 129s. So there's still time on the table for them, but it's just whether or not the conditions are right and whether they can extract that time when it counts.
20,
and hook up a good lap.
29.9s, huh? That's 0.5 of improvement. That's insane. Thank you for the follow, Virolock. Much appreciated. We'd love to see it. This trend comes around. He'll be looking to pull into the pits for sure. Simdogger and Pondon both in. We'll jump on board with Nut here at the back. Oh, actually, Saxa in the Renner. 132.58. But we will definitely keep an eye on those top four, because I can only imagine they're going to chase. Well, if their bests are at 29.9, they're all going to be chasing that sub 130. But you're right, Gus. They're gonna have to balance, like, do they try and come out in medium traffic, possibly catch a tow? Do they try and wait for a completely clear track?
Yeah, it's a tricky one to orchestrate. We've seen tows from teammates go well and not so well. Recall last year at Spa, I believe the two Renaults attempted to slipstream down the Kemmel Straight, and it did not end well at all for them. So there is a lot of risk that comes with it, but if you can pull it off and orchestrate it well, there is a lot of time to find.
So here comes Saxon out, weaving back and forth, just trying to get a little bit of warmth in the tyres. Get the control there. Mickey with the retirement. Farmer Dingo as well. Is that a retirement on track?
No, I believe they're in the pits.
They're in the pits, yep.
I believe.
Just didn't know if it was an incident or not, but that's okay. So Saxon now on his flying lap, currently 14th. Will he be able to improve his time? 1:32.5, so there is time to find. And Pondon, the first of the top four to come out on track, so we will keep an eye on that. Funnily enough, Sax's teammate, so we'll switch straight on to him once the lap is done. 1 minute 37 on our clock.
So we've got all three of the top guys still in the pits. I think they're starting to come out now, so
Simdogger, yeah.
Timing it for the absolute last possible moment, get that extra track evolution, and try and get a bit of a tow. Tidy lap from Saxa. He had a little bit of trouble through the chicane, turns 2 and 3, but aside from that, it's been a pretty tidy one. I expect him to make a bit of ground.
Lock up there on the front right, but he gets the apex okay.
Yeah, it turned in nicely for the left-hander there. See how he goes with the off-camber left-hander. Took a little bit too much curb there, but hasn't unsettled the car too much. Had to get right out of throttle there for the right-hander though. That will hurt him a little bit coming into the second last corner. Nice early turn in. Could have run a little bit wider. And yeah, he's not quite got enough out of the final corner, but he has gone up to P13 with a 131.9.
Okay, so here we go. All four, actually all six of the top are on their outlap. We will jump onto Pondon, and he is curving. Words! Turning the penultimate corner. Here we go. He'll cross the line for the flying lap. We have 18 seconds left on that clock, give or take like a minute and a half, because obviously there is a little bit of desync. But this will be final laps for all of these drivers. So we will watch. Can Pondon beat a 1:30.419 to try and solidify pole? So far, so good. We'll keep an eye on those sector times as he hits through turn 4. It's been interesting to watch Pondon's improvement throughout the entire season. He was a bit shaky But unfortunately, he's not up on his time. He'll have to make it up in sectors 2 and 3. Yeah, turn 10. Now we're on that back straight. There's the DRS. And once he crosses the... Alright, he's up. 800ths. So I can't imagine it a crazy improvement, but it might be an improvement nonetheless. Saxa will have the first finalized time with a 131.9. His teammate currently trying to beat a 130.4. Push to the line. Try and find those tiny bits of time through the corners. A 129, a 130. It's a 130.3, so it is at best. We'll jump on board with Simdogger now, who's coming around the final sector. So Pondon does have provisional pole. Does Simdogger have an answer?
Trin's half a tenth up as well, just as he comes into sector 3.
So Simdogger will come across. Lights is for some reason on the track. Simdogger cannot improve. He will stay fourth with a 130.503. Trin now, as Skins retires, so he won't fight. Jacob Meister goes into fifth with a 130.8. Artanis comes into the pits. There won't be an improvement from him either.
Oh, did he? I think he invalidated.
Trin, a 130.364. 300ths of a second.
He ran so wide of that final corner. I thought he'd invalidated, but that's a great lap. Great lap there. But Pondon, wow.
What a
30.338. Just 200ths of a second in front of Trin. That's
what
great
fight. Pondon taking it to the end with a 130.338, and he will take pole position here for round 17 in Sochi. Trin so close, and yet so far 0.026 was the gap, and then between Artanis 0.08. Simdogger unfortunately not being able to improve as much, but still a crazy qualifying session from all of those guys. But Pondon ends up taking the top spot. Jacob Meister in fifth. Skins comes out in sixth. Quantum Effect, Decelerate, Lights, and Mickey round out that top 10. But if that qualifying session is anything to go by, I think we're going to be in for a good one. I can only imagine these guys are going to be fighting tooth and nail. And it's overcast.
Ooh. I smell rain. Be interesting as well to see how the start goes, because being on the front row here at Russia with such a long straight right off the line is not necessarily the best place to be. So watch for Simdogger and Trin behind as well.
So this is actually really interesting, because this is something that they bring up in real life. Ali in the chat, they were saying that Trin is sandbagging, by the way, and that's actually a good point, because in Russia, P1 is not necessarily the best place to be, because the turn 1 to turn 2 is so long that the slipstream is really powerful. So that might be that's a bit cheeky. If Trin is actually purposefully qualified P2, because P1 starts on the outside of the track. It starts on the left or the right?
So I think it's the left.
So yeah, if they start on the left and then Simdogger qualifies fourth, they both have the inside line. That is big brain. I swear. If that's what they've done, that's big brain.
Yeah, it just depends how Pondon decides to defend. So yes, he's starting on the left-hand side.
Wow.
He's going to want to get across to the inside as quickly as possible.
Okay, that might actually be big brain right there. So if both the Williams have purposefully qualified P2 and P4 just so they can have slipstream on the inside line, bruh.
It's so hard to orchestrate, though.
I know. Qualifying
probably a bit of
P2.
luck.
Qualifying P2 is different, because you just see what the top time is and then you back off. But qualifying P4.
That said, I mean, they were a good half a second clear of the rest of the field, though. So I think once they kind of got into that comfortable position, you could probably just back off and be like, I'm happy with top 4. I've got my solid banker in. I'd prefer the toe rather than getting a better grip position. So
Well, we'll see how it develops for them, but Pondon is the one with the target on his back. He'll start at the front, so he'll have a very, very, very hard job defending that first turn, or second turn. I keep forgetting the T1 is the curve. So Pondon will have to defend. Trin's going to obviously look for that early slip stream attack into turn 2. Artanis will probably try and hold off Simdogger as they all move forward, but hopefully it's relatively clean. I would hate to see people's races get messed up. Turn 2 is always not always, but it can be a mess.
Just looking at the tyre strategy, everyone is on soft tyres except for Saxa, Baitmate, Keeper and Nut, who are all starting on the medium tyre. So it is a very easy one-stop here for soft to mediums. They're obviously trying something a little bit different, going a bit longer into the race, and hope that they'll get a safety car after the first round of pit stops.
So we will stay on board with Pondon as we start the strip slim. Yep, thanks, Edsy. That's just needed to. Ollie, make sure you jump on board with Keeper if you have time. So I will stay on board with Pondon. We'll watch him go down into turn 1, and we'll keep a close eye. We'll see if we can monitor everyone coming through the corner.
So pit window is apparently laps 11 to 16. So expect the soft runners to come in earlier in that window, medium runners a bit towards the end of that.
All right, everyone now just coming up onto the grid. We can see Farmer Dingo up the back there as he lines up, as these guys all get ready. Calm before the storm. Here we go, the 5 red lights. I'll turn off and we will wait. Keep an eye on those triggers. And we are racing. Pondon with a very decent start. Trin with a good one as well. Artanis slips in between. And now it's going to be absolute Slipstream City. Let's have a look. Trin tries to go up on the outside. Pondon is keeping a nice clean line on the middle of the track. We'll jump through all of them. Artanis gets through. Skins gets a little bit sideways as he collides with Simdogger. Jacob lights and decelerate.
Red Bull's in the wall with Mickey. We also have the wing of Quantum Effect has been damaged. We've got it. Keeper has gone into the wall at turn 4.
Okay, so a mess there at the back.
He's lost his end plate as well.
Ali on the money. 100% should have 100% should have checked on that. But so far, other than those, we're okay. We'll keep an eye on these times. Miko and Baitmate trading places there. Let's jump on board with Skins right now, who's going to be behind pretty much that top 4. It's going to be an interesting train. We'll keep an eye on all of these times, but what makes it difficult is I only have 2 hands.
So correction, it was Vasa in the Racing Point who has wing damage, not Quantum Effect.
So everyone in the top 11 running soft. Saxa there in the mediums. Only 4 drivers running mediums, going for the longer first stint. It's a nice orchestrated Congo line right now. Here we go. So Pondon crossing the line. Oh man, so many times to try and keep a track of. Looks like Jacob Master might actually make an attack here. He's looking at the back of the Haas, but plays the safe game. And Keeper comes into the pits, obviously with that damage. Oh, there goes Jacob Master on the inside of turn 3. What a move! He'll take that. Well done. We'll just see if we can watch that again. So there we go, stays on the outside, and then yeah, look at that, just had a much better exit, and thank you very much. There we go, it's Quantum Effect now fighting with lights for 8th place. Whoa, having to go out pretty wide there, but he makes it work. Oh, still battling actually. Oh, forcing the Haas on track. That's going to allow Combat to try and fight here now. Almost losing a wing. And yeah, lights, some issues there. Combat moving up into 9th. This is not a good race for Lights. He's dropping back a lot. 3 positions already. Oh, they're still side by side into turn 13. The Haas does come out in front. No damage.
Yeah, he didn't give it a lot of space there to the McLaren. I thought he turned in a bit early then.
Oh, Psycho.
Psycho.
Woo-hoo-hoo. The one in the middle, mate. The brake. Oh, actually, F1 cars only have 2 pedals.
Yeah.
That's right. So Pondon sets a fastest lap, and Trin says no. 135.4 from the Williams. And that is lap 3, so DRS is now enabled, and that is looking really, really overcast. I wonder if rain appears today at this track. Jesus, have a look here. Psycho, Saxer, and Mika. Very, very close together.
So for all our pre-race talk, the top 4 positions have stayed exactly the same from the start of the race. No one took advantage of the slipstream. Although Tannis is making a move on Trin. Trin had a shocking exit coming into Sector 2.
Here we are on board with Artanis in the Alfa Romeo. Simdogger a little bit behind, 5/10 in comparison to everyone else, but still within DRS range. Here comes the back straight. There go the wings on everyone's cars. Artanis not looking to use ERS. Trin neither. I have to admit, 3 laps in, this has been a very, very nice line so far. Everybody is maintaining their gaps. There have been some attacks.
Jacob's gone round. Jacob's gone round. He's lost it on the exit.
Sector 3.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing a Austin Powers 29-point turn to get it out of the wall.
Unfortunately, having to let everyone past just to be safe, so he will rejoin back in 18th as Skins now sets the fastest time. He's chasing down Simdogger at the back. So the top 5 are all within a second of each other. You can see Trin trying to go up on the outside. Pondon with a great defensive move from the inside. As Jacob Meister picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Simdogger is getting left behind here. It's inching awfully close to that 1 second mark. I'm not sure if maybe he's got some damage there. I wonder. Nope, no damage on the car.
Yeah, it looks fine. May just be playing it safe. He knows that he's in a very good position for the championship if he can get a good finish here. If he finishes in 4th place, he will be 1 point behind Stars in 2nd place.
Oof.
So I think he's going to want to get some solid points in this race and maybe not take too many risks.
Decelerate with a 3-second time penalty there. Artanis maintaining that 2-second gap, but have a look at Skins, who's on a mission. He's trying to chase down Simdogger. There are battles everywhere. Try our best to keep an eye on all of them, but right now I guess the one at the front is the most important. Pondon still ahead. 3/10. Trin close by, Artanis, Simdogger, and Skins, all within a second of each other. Decelerate is outside the DRS range, so the top 5 cars are in their own little train.
I think Trin's going to make his move now. He's using his ERS as well as DRS.
Pondon is staying in the middle of the track. There is a car length of gap. Oh, they're going to come together.
Oh,
there's a little bit of forcing, but Artanis so much faster through turn 2.
The Alfa Romeo had a mega exit there.
Oh, okay.
Compromise, and he tries to get the outside line, but Pondon's going to come back at him. Oh, that's
crazy.
Dangerous.
That's crazy.
He came right across there in front of Pondon there. I don't know if he's got any damage. Just having a quick look. Looks okay. But Pondon has lost 2 positions there, and that was some desperate moves by Artanis there.
We'll take a quick look at the replay there. I don't think we managed to catch all of it because the cameras are crap in this part of the track. But Artanis with Ferrari power tries to come in there and look at that rejoin. Oh, Pondon just avoiding an incident there.
And this has brought Simdogger right back into it. He's just 3/10 behind Pondon, but he's biding his time, not using any ERS on the straight.
Also, throughout this entire moment, I've just been made aware, Skins has dropped down to 17th place. So something really bad's happened there. Throughout all of that. That's unfortunate.
Wing damage.
Oh, Pondon! Catch the car, mother! Oh, that's not good. Simdogger is now trying to... he smells blood in the water.
Ooh, double lockup from Simdogger as well in the second last corner. Pondon outside of DRS range, and now Simdog is making his move using the ERS deployment. Pondon isn't even trying. He knows that he's gone.
So Trin now in the lead of this race. Artanis close by. Simdogger manages to catch up, but he is now outside the DRS range, so he'll have to try and push very, very hard to catch up to the Alfa Romeo to at least keep within range. Pondon, though, a bit of a mess there.
Yeah, he's lost 3 positions in the space of 1 lap, so a horrible, horrible minute 30 from him.
Sacks it with a 3-second time penalty there.
So just hearing from the Williams pit wall that apparently Skins went in deep against Simdogger and pushed him off the track. Sim went off track and Skins still hit him. So it sounds from that it was self-inflicted, but that's Williams' side of the story. We might wait to see post-race what McLaren have to say about that incident. But yeah, definitely Skins. No damage, but he's all the way down at 16th, so he lost over 10 positions there.
Oh, Combat managing to make a move, but Decelerate took it back. The Alpha Tauri engaging the Honda Beat. Whoa, as Quantum Effect goes a bit sideways there. Now Lights has managed to catch up as well. We'll jump on board with the Haas and have a look from his position. Trin still well in the lead of this race, as Simdogger sets the fastest lap, so he is definitely gunning it. You can see he's now within the 1 second. So Lights, absolutely no ERS. Combat trying to chase up as well, but Decelerate is awfully close to the back of this racing point.
The Red Bulls switching positions on the pit straight. Mickey on the soft compound, obviously getting priority. Get the call from Christian to swap positions.
Fernando is faster than you. So Pondon still has a good 20 laps to keep it calm, think about strategy, see where he can win this back.
Yeah, and the top 4 have already pulled out a 4-second gap on the cars behind. We've got last week's race winner, Quantum Effect, in P5, holding up a few drivers behind him. But they've all used so much of their ERS that he's just quite easily able to hold position and defend. Decelerate kind of thinks about a move, but he's not able to get it done.
Interestingly, Combat had DRS but didn't engage it. I wonder if he's got a failure. Oh, that's a massive hit!
No! Oh, all 3 of them! Oh, no.
That's a massive hit. Combat's going to have to try and rejoin in a safe way. I can't see this going any well. Look at how many cars are coming through. He's going to have to wait for absolutely all of them to get past.
He's moving, though, or he's going to get disqualified. Lights has wing damage as well. So, yeah, all 3 cars there have been damaged. In Quantum Effect, now got a 3-second gap between him and P6.
You can see Combat coming into the pits. Let's have a quick replay as to what happened there. So he trying to keep up with Decelerate, kind of misses the brake. Bang, right there. End plate goes around, spins around as well. That is rough. Mickey, 3-second time penalty.
Artanis is right on Trin's rear wing. A 3/10 gap between the 2 of them. Artanis has got a fair bit more ERS as well. It may be sizing him up for a move here on the back straight.
Let's have a look. Does the overtake go green? No.
No, he's still waiting.
It's just DRS. He's closing, but he's not closing fast enough.
Turned the engine down, so saving fuel at the moment, I think. So he's biding his time. Managing the tyres. And Pondon is now dropped out of DRS range of Simdogger. As Decelerate gets past Psycho. So it doesn't look like Decelerate's got any wing damage from that contact, but Light certainly does, so expecting to close that gap up very quickly.
So Trin now the one, as Trin trying to snake away the toe, but that Alfa Romeo...
He's using his overtake this time. He's pushing very hard. He's going to get the move done before the corner.
That is an absolute crazy move, the amount of speed that he got So Trin now slotting back in line. Simdogger. So the two Williams are now together. But Pondon, the real loser from the top four, hopefully he can come back and make a fight of it. As we let's have a look here. Psycho trying to chase down Decelerate here in the AlphaTauri.
I can't see anything on his wing, but I wonder if Pondon's got maybe like lime green damage or something on that wing, because he's just lost all pace from the start of the race. It's interesting to see if he does change that front wing when he comes into pit in the next couple of laps.
Keep an eye on those times. Mickey at the back there looking at the Mercedes 4/10, Psycho 4/10. We're starting to get to this point of the race where pit stops are going to become inevitable soon. And those gaps are going to accordion.
Soft runners to come in probably around lap 10 or 11. I got chat saying that Trin should let Sim pass for the championship.
Oh, man. That is one of the more darker days of Formula One's history.
Well, we've got T-Mac in the chat as well, so is he going to give the order? Oh, as Trin does come into the pit, so he's pit early. So that solves that problem. That's a solid call from the Williams pit wall. Didn't even let them lose time to each other fighting there. So Trin, the first one to come in. Pondon as well comes in. I'm going to stay on board with him and see if he does have a wing replacement.
You can see Decelerate making a move.
He must, I don't know if he cooked the tyres or not, but yeah, definitely just lost so much pace there. But
so lap 10 of 27. Artanis in the lead of this race. Simdogger 1.6 behind. Pondon and Trin both coming in, so Quantum Effect and Decelerate move up to third and fourth respectively. Decelerate with that penalty, so that's going to hurt him later.
Pondon has lost so much time in the pits there. He's dropped back behind Skins and Vassar. So he's a good, nearly 3 seconds behind.
Ooh, what a great move though.
Yeah, great pass there on Vassar, but he's on old soft, so expected to make short work of the racing point there. I actually think Vassar might still have wing damage. He does. He's still missing his end plate on the right-hand side, so it's very good that Pondon got past him because he would have lost so much time in these slower corners. Now we're going to see Artanis react to the Williams pit stop. It looks like he's heading to the pits, and he is. Simdogger follows him in.
All right, well, let's have a look.
I'm going to come in as well.
I'm going to jump on with Trin. He's coming around Sector 3 now. So both Simdogger and Artanis in the pits.
He's had no traffic at all. He came out in a nice pocket of air. The Red Bulls are still a couple of seconds down the road, so he's been able to go flat out. Respondent's had to negotiate a couple of lap cars that haven't pit yet.
So here comes Artanis.
Second last corner. Ooh, he would have picked up a warning there. He's on the pit straight now. I think he's going to come out in front.
Artanis now coming out of here. Let's have a look. Artanis will go just ahead.
No, he's behind his teammate.
So Simdogger.
Oh, the overcut seems to be quite powerful.
All right, so Artanis now the effective leader of this race. Mika, the actual leader of this race on 10 lap old hards. Sacks a bait mate and Nut make up that top four. But what'll be interesting to see is the attack to the end. Simdogger ahead of Trin. Pondon 2.2 seconds behind.
And just imagine the Williams radio at the moment, Trin asking, well, how are we behind Simdogger? I was in front when I came in the pits, but clearly at Russia, even with clear air, the overcut is more powerful.
As Artanis now looks at the Red Bull. Beep, beep, excuse me, sir, you're not in this race, get out. Thank you. Not knowing his place. That's not his race. He'll move out. Home for Simdogger.
T-Mac says plan F Trin, we are looking.
As Artanis goes there. So Simdogger is looking to attack. Trin also trying to catch up, but he's got a Red Bull in the way. And Pondon right behind. There's a Mercedes in the way. Never thought I'd say that. The Alfa Romeo needs to get past Simdogger as Mika pits. There goes Artanis. He'll take the shorter line. Simdogger as well. Thank you for the tow. And we'll get past, no problem.
Trin's got past the Red Bull as well, so he moves up into P5. He has lost a bit of time there, sitting behind Nut.
Pondon now has managed to decrease the gap. So he'll have to overtake the Red Bull now. Keep an eye on these. Oh, Psycho. Psycho and Farmer fighting with Decelerate here.
Yeah, got a nice little train there going in the midfield. Farmer hasn't pit yet, still on those 11-lap-old softs. But everyone around him on fresh mediums, so they're going to want to clear him very quickly because that will kill their race.
There's
Got a few
Artanis.
medium runners. Saxa and Nut haven't pit yet, and neither has Baitmate, so they're going to want to try and close that gap.
So Simdog is going to want to get past the Renner here. It's going to have to burn ERS to do so. Oh, the Renner's going to push him all the way to the turn. Nah. There we go. Williams gets ahead. But that has... they're on similar. 32, 29. So Trin now stuck behind. Pondon probably getting on the radio, asking Saxa to hold them up.
Oh, and he had to get right on the curb there to avoid Nut, who lost it coming out of that chicane in Sector 3. Well, this is just hurting his chances of getting a podium now, Pondon. Stuck behind two of those guys who started on the mediums. He really needed to get back on that DRS train for the lead. Have any sort of chance of finishing on the podium. Goes for a massive dive on Nut into turn 2.
Didn't quite work out though. Nut stays ahead. Is he going to look for another one?
It's classified T-Mac. Asking for ERS information for Artanis.
Oh, Pondon getting a much better exit there than Nut, but the problem is the next turn is just ahead. Hey, this is bleeding time, but he gets past the Red Bull.
Finally got through.
Giving way. Now he's got a Mercedes.
So we got Trin make his move on Saxa on the straight as well.
Saxa pulling in straight away. So Trin now chasing down his teammate. It'll be interesting to see. Will they let them race? Thank you for the follow, Nugsy. Much appreciated. Skins and Farmer trading places there at the back.
Artanis setting the fastest lap of the race, and he is out of DRS range of Simdogger. So you must have pushed pretty hard on that lap there.
Pondon closing in on the Mercedes. He will be driving mega hard to try and chase this back.
He's got to be careful though. I've seen him go over the curb a couple of times, so he's got to be close to getting a penalty.
Oh, Baitmate got a penalty. Oh, fair enough.
And Pondon's going to be getting frustrated now. He's losing so much time.
And he's
still
also
got another one behind as well.
He's burning tyre too. The problem is all of this just adds more wear. Trying to fight, trying to look for positions. He's scrubbing more on those front. There we go. Oh, does he let him just go past? Yeah, okay, there we go. So Pondon now ahead. 1.9 to his teammate. But the real story here is Trin. 1.3 seconds behind. Lap 14 at 27, we're at the halfway mark. Or just above. This Combat picks up a 3-second time penalty now. Let's actually have a quick look at penalties. So we've got Saxa, Baitmate, rather, Decelerate, Light Skins, Combat on 3 seconds. Jacob Meister and Vasa both on 5, and Mickey with 8. Artanis ERS situation, please. I need it for research. I mean,
Somewhere between 0 and 100, teammate.
Yeah, that's about it. Oh, Trent 22 picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That is not good news. So that's gonna take a lot of pressure off Simdogger.
And Ponton, his teammate, has let him through very easily. So he is now just 5 seconds behind Trin. So he needs to get within that 3-second point, and he will be on the podium.
That could be the saving grace for Pondon in this race. A real one to keep an eye on. Simdogger, that gap is blowing up. It is dancing on the line of 1 second. Simdogger wants to make sure that he stays within that. Otherwise, if he gets outside that DRS range, that could spell the end of that challenge.
Yeah, I think Simdogger's had to use a fair bit of his ERS to get back within DRS range, though. But he has got back inside that 1 second margin.
Psycho. 3 seconds. So many penalties. Russia, what the hell? Let's keep an eye on the back for announced. See, we got Skins looking for a move. Woo! Right pass down into turn 13. Makes short work of lights there. Good job by the McLaren. Everyone now outside. There's a couple of people still need to pit. Saxa, Baitmate, Nut, Jacob Meister, and Keeper. How many stops do we have, actually? Yeah, those three. And Keeper had to pit early with the damage. Going back up there to Simdogger. Keep an eye on him. 0.7. As Trin now blowing up the time to 2 seconds, and Pondon's now losing time to Trin as well. 6.3.
Yep. So Trin looks like he's backed up a little bit from Simdogger, but is still going quicker than Pondon. So Pondon's early lap pace right at the start of the race has just disappeared. He's still... I don't think he's going to be under threat from Quantum. He's still behind a few of those cars yet to pit. But... yeah, it just doesn't look like he's got the pace challenge for a podium at the moment.
So Tanis keeping good lead of this race. Trin drops down to 2 seconds now. Thank you for the follow, Daddy. Daddy Eat? The heck happened to Pondon? Yeah, good question.
Oh, we've got lights in the wall, has retired.
Ooh, that is actually quite a
third
big...
and second last corners.
That's a big hit. Let's have a look.
Oh, it looks like he's hit the outside wall as he's just gone through the chicane in sector 3, and it's just pushed him right across because his front left is one that's actually damaged.
Yep. So that's his race done. We are now down to 18 drivers.
We've got Sax has just come out of the pits behind Jacob Meister, who pit very early for those mediums on lap 5 after that spin.
Matt Debris, Farty car. But no, it doesn't look like that will be called. Guess it's out of gas. But Mickey picking up another 3-second time penalty. Saxa.
So got a bit of train happening between the Mercedes of Baitmate, Red Bull of Nut, and the Racing Point of Quantum Effect. The cars in front of him yet to pit.
Saxa makes a move there with Jacob, no problem. Easy done, turn 13. Let's jump on board with Quantum Effect now. So Simdogger still dancing, 6/7 tenths. Trin's dropped down to 3 seconds, and Pondon still at 6.8. Skins closing in on Psycho here.
Yeah, he had to think about going into turn 2, but he's just a bit too far back.
All right, so here we go. He's keeping close behind. They'll probably make an attack here as they come into turn 10. Simdogger now down to the 4-5-10th mark, so he's catching. Skins looking for an opportunity. Jacob Meister with yet another 3-second time penalty. I say yet another like I'm sure. Yep, definitely sure.
Artanis may actually get DRS off the back of the Ferrari that's in last place.
All right, so
No, he's just outside of range.
Skins makes the move. We're back up to Quantum Effect. Himself, Nut, and Baitmate.
Simdogger saving his DRS that time around, so biding his time.
I think the Racing Point might just have the legs on the Red Bull. Nut had a big lockup coming into turn 18? 18. There we go. And Quantum Effect makes the move. Oh, actually, it's still going to be a fight. Nut locks up, though. So Quantum does win that one. Now he's going to chase down the Mercedes.
They're going very long into the race, Baitmate and Nut. Only got 8 laps remaining. Might be hoping for a safety car, but they're just going to be bleeding time now. Pat rules, yes, Quantum Effect won last week's race.
So keeping an eye on these times. Closest battle on track is the one you're watching. Quantum Effect trying to catch Baitmate here in the Mercedes. Simdogger dancing on that line. Going to keep an eye on that because he is getting closer and closer. As the Racing Point uses the slipstream there. The DRS.
Oh, he got hit by the Mercedes.
And he's lost a wing too.
Yeah,
Baitmate.
Mercedes picking up a bit of damage. And lucky he hasn't hit yet, but yeah, it was a bit silly.
Skins with another 3-second.
Simdogger's using a bit of his ERS. He's within 3/10, but still a little bit too far back to make a move. Oh, he's
Jesus Christ.
nearly hit the back of the Alfa Romeo there, and that's kind of undone a bit of the work he's done in the last couple of laps to get that margin down to something almost small enough to pass with.
I am just going to say that he is very thankful that flat spots are not a thing in this game, because that turn 2 lockup would have been a heavy one.
Yeah, definitely. As our last 2 to pit off the medium tyre that they started with are in, and they're now both out of the points because they did wait a bit too long to make that pit stop.
T-Mac still asking for an onboard of Artanis. And I am inclined to not provide that. So Simdogger on the... Oh, what's going on with the cameras there? Simdogger with very low ERS. Oh god, that gearbox. There we go. Have a look from the back shot.
Interestingly, down in 13th and 14th, Nut has actually been let through Mickey, returning the favour from earlier in the race. Nut on the brand new soft tyres now, Mickey on 8-lap-old mediums. Most of the field's pretty spread out at the moment. Simdogger's the only one apart from Mickey who's within DRS of the car in front, but Mickey's just dropped out of that because Nut is on the soft tyres.
So lap 21 of 27, 6 laps remaining. Artanis still in the lead of this race. Simdogger within 7/10. Trin with the 3-second penalty, that's going to be rough, but Pondon 7.2 seconds behind. So he will have to find some serious time if he wants to try and get a podium.
Yeah, I wonder if Pondon has... I don't know if he's still a bit angry about that move by Artanis earlier in the race. I wonder if that's just put him off a little bit. because once he dropped out of that DRS, he's just been going backwards. So a real shame for him. He had the pace right at the start. Disappointing to not see him be able to fight it to the end.
Oh, lock up there from the Alpha. Simdog are doing really, really well to keep on him, though. There it is, 40%. They're both on equal ERS. We have a Sector 3 yellow flag.
Yeah,
it looks like it's one of the Ferraris.
Keeper's gone around. He has just waited for traffic to go through. Oh, he spins around and hits the wall on the other side as well for good measure.
There is a lot of lockups here from Simdog. I'm not sure if that's just the game showing them or if it's actually happening, but Artanis burning ERS there to keep ahead.
Keeper's actually gone around again in the next corner.
Too much temp in the tyre now, they're way too warm.
Hey, he's got a missing half a wing as well, so I think he's coming into the pits.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Get that fixed up. A bit further back in the field, we've got Baitmate in the Mercedes closing up on Mickey. It's Red Bull very quickly. He's on brand new soft tyres. Just half a second away, so I expect him under DRS to get the move done very easily.
There's the ERS already. They'll cross the start-finish line. There's the DRS.
As well, Combat's making a move on Mika into turn 2.
Baitmate getting it done up in a 14th. Combat now chasing down Artanis' teammate. Mika, of course, no penalties. Combat with, I believe, 3 seconds as Keeper picks up another one.
Nah, it's still sitting at about 6/10 T-Mac. I think. Oh, Sim is using his ERS. I think he's too far back though. Artanis goes very defensive, but unless the dogger goes for a massive lunge, it's not going to happen this lap.
As Nut picks up a 3 second there.
Despite Combat being on much older tyres, he's really able to stick right on the back of Mika. Should get it done this lap if he can get a decent exit. They've got Nut and Baitmate closing up very quickly on those fresh softs.
Simdogger seems to just be dancing with this 6/10. No ERS. Artanis is very, very low.
Combat gets the move done on Mika into turn 2. And Nut sizing up the Alfa Romeo as well into turn 5, but you have to wait a little bit longer. Oh, he sends it into the next corner. It takes a bit too much curb, but gets past the Alfa Romeo.
If you're Pondon, do you try and pit for softs for fastest lap?
Gap behind to Quantum is too small,
Yeah.
and Accelerate's only 4 seconds behind him. You'd lose too many positions, I think.
Oh, Simdogger looking for the attack, but Artanis shutting the door as we
He's
dwindle
using his
down.
overtake. He's going to make the move on the inside.
Of turn
Which becomes the outside of turn 5. They go side
Nope.
by side.
That's-
He gets the job done. That was a great move.
That is turn 3 and 4. 3 is the right in the center of that horseshoe.
Just first corner's not a corner though.
Yep. Okay, so Simdogger makes the move. Lap 24 of 27, 3 to go. And Artanis is now behind. However, Simdogger had to burn a lot of ERS for that.
Meanwhile, just behind, Artanis' ERS is pretty much the same as Simdogger's, so he can't exactly fight back. He's definitely saving it this time.
This is going to be a fight to the line.
Still a couple of laps to go. So plenty of time for both of them to recharge, but depends. You want the other driver to use up their ERS without spending your own.
He'll be able to do that on the line, on the start line. I think you'll see Artanis. Armadingo won't be a problem. He's ghosted. Oh, he uses the ERS out of the corner. Interesting. He wants to try and get as much power down as possible. The DRS is strong, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get him on turn 2.
No. We had to think about it, but very wisely just pulled back into the racing line.
Artanis is definitely sizing him up. Simdog is going to have to think really hard about where to place that car, where to use his ERS. As Trin picks up yet another 3-second, another 3-second time penalty. All right, Pondon, your job's become a lot more easy.
He's still 2.5 seconds outside of that window, though. He needs to put his foot down now.
Okay, Artanis in the DRS zone.
He had a bit of a squirt of the overtake, but still trying to save it.
I think he's going to try and keep as close as he can and then last lap so that there can't be an answer or a reply, I think. But the problem is if you do that and you miss your chance, there's no other place on the track.
Absolutely.
As Baitmate picks up a 3-second penalty. So Simdogger, so far, winning this race. There's the DRS.
Used his ERS there, Simdogger, on the exit, but I don't think Artanis used any at all, so Simdogger starting to feel the pressure.
God forbid one of these guys gets a corner cut. As Pondon drops back even further now, so Trin is kind of, at this point anyway, solidified his podium. So we still have a lap and a half of this race. 5/10 the gap. Artanis will come up to the detection zone shortly. Or turn 10. Simdogger. Almost no ERS there, 13%. Artanis floating around the 40s. There's the DRS. It works so incredibly well. Simdogger having to use it. He's now down to 8%. This is the pressure we're talking about. Artanis has the advantage because of that openable rear wing. Whereas Simdogger will have to rely on the battery. As Sachs picks up a 3-second time penalty, the only thing Simdogger can do now is try his best
I think
to
it's not going to
maintain.
be enough. Artanis has got so much ERS in the tank. He's going to get the job done here, but it's whether or not Simdogger can come back later in the lap.
Simdogger's just burnt through it. It's about to turn off now. Oh, it's going to happen. The Alfa Romeo is going to get him. He looks on the outside.
Oh, Sim goes late on the brakes. He locks up. Switch back from Artanis and the Alfa Romeo. Trying to go around the outside now.
I'm just going to
Side
cap
by
that.
side as it goes through the long left-hander. Artanis is slightly in front. Simdogger's on the outside now for the next corner.
Be careful as they turn into each other, but
And
the
he's
Alfa
had to
Romeo.
yield. Artanis has got it done.
Now Simdogger. Yep.
There's no ERS left. Both of them have got about 10% ERS.
Simdogger has, one chance here. One chance. If he can stay as close as possible, DRS may get him on turn 10. But Artanis is absolutely gunning it now, and Simdogger is losing time.
Yeah, he's 6 tenths back already, and we've seen he really needs to be 3 or 4 tenths behind to be able to get a move done on the straight.
Let's have a look. Here it goes, down to turn 13. Artanis burning everything he has in the tank. So does Simdogger. It's dancing around the 5/10 mark, but I think Artanis holds out. Turn 13 has come and gone, and the Alfa Romeo is ahead. So as long as they don't corner cut towards the end, Artanis will take the win here at Sochi. It was a great move. He got it done, and it's unfortunate. But Last minute dive? I don't think so. Artanis
No, I think it's
around
done.
the final corner. What a drive! And he will take the win here at Sochi. And a very well-deserved second place there from Simdogger. What a drive. Unfortunately not able to make it work at the end. But props for effort. Trin 22 coming across there in third. Pondon graciously... Oh, and the tire's gone. As he comes across in fourth. Quantum Effect with a great drive there. He'll finish fifth in this race. But man, Artanis biding his time enough. Put enough pressure and managed to make the overtake work. There was a crazy battle there through turn 3 as well.
There is still a bit of a question mark there on Artanis with the move to get in front of Pondon just before the pit stop. So I have to see how that plays out, though, because that was unfortunate for the Renault driver.
Let's actually just take a quick replay here. I believe we got... there it is. So there's Artanis there. And just goes on the outside. And then tries to switch back through here. And unfortunately, I don't think it gets any more there. It cuts off about here. Yeah. So that was a really good move there. But obviously pending among other results. However, what a great fight to the finish. Let's see who is driver of the day. Yep. There we go. No. Congratulations, sir. And what a well-deserved win. It was a great drive at the end there. Unfortunate for Pondon, though. It was on a really strong, and then it just seemed to get away from him.
Oh, another double podium for Williams, and that puts Simdogger into the lead of the Tier 2 Championship. Moves up to 237 points, 5 points clear of Stars, who's now in P2.
All right, so Artanis with a well-deserved win there and gets the fastest lap. So that's going to be 26 points going his way. Simdogger, valiant effort. Unfortunately, just getting squeezed out there. He'll finish second. And Trin, even with the 6 seconds, still manages to stay on the podium. So good job there. Pondon, an unfortunate drive, but fourth. So, I mean, points. Quantum Effect, Decelerate, Skins, Psycho, Saxa, and Jacob Meister round out that top 10. An unfortunate race there for Lights, who ended up DNFing, crashing into the wall. And, of course, Keeper, who had multiple damages there with multiple pit stops. All right, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed that. That has been us. That'll be us. Tune in next week on Friday as we have the, is it the F2 series?
Yes, F2 2020 season as well. So the new cars have gone live.
Excellent. All right, so we'll be able to switch that up. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. I've been Kanozero. This has been Gus, and have a great one. Bye for now.
See you guys.
I get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the Tahoe closest starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this ground?